cheat to win. Not really. So a lot of the moves that are labeled as cheat curls or cheat moves, I hate that name because they're not really cheat moves. They're just more dynamic versions of that movement. The only time that you're doing like a cheat rep is when you're just doing it in a fashion that you're not moving it through the full range of motion. For instance, easiest one to look at is curls, right? So with curls, most people like a nice strict curl, right? I get it. You're here, nice and strict. But some people start getting tired and they'll start swinging their hips and leaning back. And that leaning back is the issue because the leaning back, it looks like I lifted it so high, but I didn't. I barely moved it halfway. I just leaned back and that cheated the movement. So that's a cheat movement. That's useless. Don't be that person. Dynamic versions of movements are movements that help you through the concentric, and then it's up to you to control the eccentric. For instance, here's two exercises everyone knows, are strict press and push press. Technically, if using other body parts, the lower body, to move away through the full range of motion is cheating, push press is cheating because you're using other parts of the body other than the shoulder. Now, we all know it's not cheating. If your push press gets stronger, generally your strict press can get stronger. So if you work the dynamic version for a while, then the strict, and then the dynamic, and then the strict, and go back and forth, you're going to get better results and you're going to break plateaus faster. So let's say you're doing a circuit, or you have a certain number of time you're doing like curls for or reps. What you could do is when you start hitting that point that you can't finish the movement, you're like, take a second, take a breath. To do a true dynamic version movement, you're going to use your legs and your hips, knees slightly bent, load your hips back. When you come up, you're going to squeeze your glutes as hard as you can, squeeze your abs as hard as you can, and that's going to help you through the concentric, and you're going to control the eccentric. This can be done with shoulder flies, any movement, really. Adding in dynamic versions of movements is a good way to overload the muscles, provide a new stimulus in a safe manner, provide a weight that you can control to the eccentric. If it's so heavy that you look like this, then stop. Lower the weight. But provided you can control it through the eccentric, even shoulder flies, get up there, and then if you can control it down, perfect. If you can't control it down, too heavy. But adding in those dynamic versions isn't cheating. It's just another way to get yourself better results faster.